Good morning, live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to kick off 25th Chhattisgarh Foundation Day celebrations to unveil development projects worth over rupees 14,000 crores. Amid speculations of intensifying military build-up, tensions with Venezuela, Trump contradicts his own comments, now denies any plan for strikes inside the Caribbean country. US judge directs Trump administration to provide SNAP food aid benefits amid shutdown that hits its 31st day, while Trump seeks clarification on funding food aid. After leaving trail of destruction in Jamaica, Hurricane Melissa, one of the strongest storms on record, heads northeast towards Iceland and Faroe Islands. At least 50 people dead in the Caribbean. And in sports, FIDE Chess World Cup begins in Goa. Over 200 players from 80 countries to participate. Chhattisgarh is celebrating 25 years of its formation as a state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Chhattisgarh on 1st of November, that is today. His visit is being seen as the beginning of a new chapter in the development journey of Chhattisgarh.
Chhattisgarh is buzzing with excitement. The Indian state is set to witness a significant moment on November 1st this year. It will complete 25 years since its formation. Once surrounded by the threat of Naxalism, the state is now inching closer to becoming Naxal-free, witnessing a new dawn of peace and prosperity, a result of the government's firm policies and consistent security operations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Chhattisgarh on November 1st. From interacting with children successfully treated for congenital heart diseases, to inaugurating the new Brahma Kumari's building, unveiling the new Legislative Assembly complex and the Tribal Museum, Prime Minister Modi's visit is packed with major events.
We have a very small team, sir. We have got 4 hospitals, of which Raipur is the first hospital. We have got 20 odd doctors, and most of us are sort of multitasking. Most of us are devotees of Baba and are service oriented. So we follow the tenets of our Swami Baba, and one of the things was we have to provide access to care to those who are unserved. So the main motto is, first of all, love all, serve all, and second thing is to serve the unserved, sir.
The Prime Minister will also unveil the statue of Bharat Ratna and former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee at the new Chhattisgarh Vidhan Sabha building in Nava Raipur, Atal Nagar. Keeping sustainability in mind, this state-of-the-art complex is fully powered by solar energy and equipped with a rainwater harvesting system.
Right now, I'm standing in front of the new Chhattisgarh Legislative Assembly, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating. This complex is built at a cost of around 324 crore rupees, and this embodies the concept of Make in Chhattisgarh, where every element is built local.
ये छत्तीसगढ़ के विकास का प्रतीक है। आत्मनिर्भर होता छत्तीसगढ़, विकसित छत्तीसगढ़, स्वाभिमान के साथ खड़ा छत्तीसगढ़, देश में विकसित राज्य की श्रेणी में जा रहा है छत्तीसगढ़।
PM Modi will inaugurate and visit the Shaheed Veer Narayan Singh Memorial and Tribal Freedom Fighters Museum. Spread over 9.75 acres, the museum has been built at a cost of 50 crore rupees and showcases 12 major tribal movements across India.
This museum is a Honorable Prime Minister vision, and he announced that wherever tribal people had freedom fighters, he will make a museum all over state, all over country, and Chhattisgarh is one of them. And tribal people, they are very excited that Honorable Prime Minister will come and he will have a Lokarpan here.
The Prime Minister will also participate in the 25th State Foundation Day celebrations and will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone for the developmental and transformative projects worth over 14,260 crore rupees, covering key sectors such as roads, industry, health and energy.
At a time when Chhattisgarh is celebrating its glorious 25 years of its foundation, this visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi is really significant as it will give an impetus to the development of the state. With camera person Manmohan, this is Siddharth Bhardwaj reporting for DD India in Nawa Raipur.
Sri Satya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital at Nawa Raipur in Chhattisgarh is not just a place of treatment, it's a ray of hope. Ahead of Prime Minister Modi's visit to the state, the hospital has made its mark in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest gathering of cardiac surgery patients who got treated here under one roof. DD India Siddharth Bhardwaj gets us more.
When we talk about the state's development, one factor which matters the most is the healthcare. And today, I'm standing in front of Satya Sai Sanjeevani Center for Child Healthcare, and I have these students with me who got operated, in their heart, and they got their checkup done. And I have some students with him. Let's talk to them. आपका क्या नाम है बेटा?
श्रेया प्रजापति।
अच्छा, कैसा लग रहा है यहाँ पे आके?
यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
क्या प्रॉब्लम थी आपको?
दिल में छेद था।
अच्छा, अब हो गया आपका सारा इलाज?
यहाँ, yes.
Let's also talk to their parents as well who are there.
When I come to here, I got advices from the doctor. He told us there only within a single sitting will get it cured, and it really miracle. And I'm very much thankful to the Satya Sai group.
So definitely you saw the smiling faces of the parents who have come with their child to get their child treated, and they say that they didn't even have to spend a single penny for the treatment of their children. With camera person Manmohan, this is Siddharth Bhardwaj reporting for DD India in Nawa Raipur.
And Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate and visit Shaheed Veer Narayan Singh Memorial and Tribal Freedom Fighters Museum, built with modern technology in Chhattisgarh. The museum showcases sacrifice, courage and patriotism of the state's tribal communities.
Right now, I'm at Shaheed Veer Narayan Singh Tribal Museum, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be coming on his visit to the state of Chhattisgarh. And I have with me right now is the director of TRTI, Ms. Hina Animesh Nitam. Ma'am, tell us about this museum.
This museum is a Honorable Prime Minister vision, and he announced that wherever tribal people had freedom fighters, he will make a museum all over state, all over country, and Chhattisgarh is one of them. And tribal people, they are very excited that Honorable Prime Minister will come and he will have a Lokarpan here.
Tell us about the technology which is used in this museum.
See, we have 14 tribal revolutions, and we have displayed through digital as well as physical. And the best part is that every common man will have the opportunity to have selfie with Honorable Prime Minister.
We could also see a souvenir shop there. What all would be available there, and what all would be sold?
The tribal groups, they are from Dantewada, Bastar, and Garyaban. They are the Naxalite areas, and the women, they have come here and we have given the shop to them, and they are the handmade products, and some of them, they are machine products, and they will sell, and their economic status will improve with that.
How excited are the tribal people? What are they saying?
Tribal community is very much excited because this is the first time in Chhattisgarh that Honorable Prime Minister is coming and giving a gift. It is a gift to the tribal community, and they were very excited to see their procedures in fighting in different forms.
Definitely. Thank you so much for talking to DD India. So certainly it's a gift for the tribal community. This is a museum which will tell about the sacrifices and the bravery of the tribal community. With camera person Manmohan, this is Siddharth Bhardwaj reporting for DD India in Nawa Raipur.
Some other stories now. India and the United States on Friday inked a 10-year Defence Framework Pact. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, who held talks with his US counterpart Pete Hegseth in Malaysia, was confident that the pact will give policy direction to the entire spectrum of India-US defence relationship. For his part, US Secretary of War reiterated that India is a priority country for the United States in defence cooperation.
India and the United States on Friday signed 10 years of framework for the US-India major defense partnership. The framework aims to provide a unified vision and policy direction to deepen defense cooperation. The agreement was signed in Malaysia following talks between India's Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and US Secretary of War Pete Hegseth on the sidelines of 12th ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus in Kuala Lumpur.
3 बार टेलीफोनिक वार्ता हमारी हो चुकी है और जब आपसे एडीएम के साइडलाइंस पर व्यक्तिगत रूप से मिलकर मुझे बेहद खुशी हुई है और इस अवसर पर डिफेंस फ्रेमवर्क की शाइनिंग मैं समझता हूं कि उसके परिणाम स्वरूप आज एक नए अध्याय का प्रारंभ होगा। इन शब्दों के साथ मैं पुनः आपको धन्यवाद देता हूं और मेरा पूरा विश्वास है कि आपकी लीडरशिप में भारत और यूएस के रिश्ते और अधिक मजबूत होंगे।
US Secretary of War reiterated that India is a priority country for the US in defense cooperation and they were committed to work closely with India to ensure a free and open Indo-Pacific. Talking about 10-year US-India defense framework, Pete Hegseth wrote in a post, "This advances our defense partnership, a cornerstone for regional stability and deterrence. We are enhancing our coordination, info sharing and tech cooperation. Our defense ties have never been stronger." India-US defense cooperation is based on new framework for India-US defense cooperation, which was renewed for 10 years in 2015. In 2016, the defense relationship was designated as a major defense partnership. On 30th July 2018, India was moved into the Tier 1 of the US Department of Commerce Strategic Trade Authorization License exception. Defense procurement from the US is growing and amounts to more than $20 billion. Major US origin platforms in use include C-130J, C-17, Apache, Chinook, MH-60R helicopters, and P-8I. Important defense agreements which provide the framework for interaction and cooperation are Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement 2016, Communications Compatibility and Security Agreement 2018, Industrial Security Agreement 2019, and Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement 2020, and Memorandum of Intent for Defense Innovation Cooperation 2018, Security of Supplies Arrangement, and both sides also signed the deal on MQ-9B Reapers in October 2024. Important bilateral exercises include Yudhabhyas, Vajra Prahar, Malabar, Cope India, and Tiger Triumph. Red Flag, Rimpak, Cutlass Express, Sea Dragon, Milan are some of the multilateral exercises in which the two countries participate. Rajnath Singh said that defense will remain as the major pillar of bilateral relations, and this new framework is a signal of growing strategic convergence and will herald a new decade of partnership. Bureau Report, DD India.
And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh addressed the second edition of ASEAN-India Defence Ministers Meet in Kuala Lumpur on Friday. The minister highlighted a wide array of domains of India-ASEAN cooperation and the role this partnership plays in addressing traditional and emerging security challenges in the region.
हमारी पार्टनरशिप मजबूत पीपल टू पीपल लिंकेजेस, कल्चरल एफिनिटी और पॉलिटिकल सिक्योरिटी, इकोनॉमिक और सोशियो कल्चरल डोमेन्स में बढ़ते व्यवहारिक सहयोग पर आधारित है। इंडिया का आसियान के साथ इंगेजमेंट मल्टीलैटरलिज्म, इंक्लूसिविटी, इक्वालिटी और सॉवरेनिटी के रेस्पेक्ट पर आधारित है। डिफेंस और सिक्योरिटी कोऑपरेशन, डिप्लोमेटिक और इकोनॉमिक इनिशिएटिव्स को कॉम्प्लीमेंट करता है। इससे एक होलिस्टिक पार्टनरशिप बनती है जो ट्रेडिशनल और इमर्जिंग सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस दोनों को एड्रेस करती है।
And the minister said 2026 would be celebrated as ASEAN-India Year of Cooperation. He shared India's viewpoint on freedom of navigation in South China Sea.
रीजनल सिक्योरिटी ढांचे में इंडिया की भूमिका एडीएमएम प्लस और अन्य आसियान लेड मैकेनिज्म्स में सक्रिय भागीदारी पर आधारित है। भारत डिजास्टर रिलीफ, काउंटर टेररिज्म और मैरीटाइम सिक्योरिटी में योगदान देता है और साउथ चाइना सी में फ्रीडम ऑफ नेविगेशन तथा इंटरनेशनल लॉ के पालन का समर्थन करता है। मैरीटाइम सेक्टर में हमारे सहयोग को और गहरा करने के लिए आसियान और इंडिया ने वर्ष 2026 को आसियान इंडिया ईयर ऑफ मैरीटाइम कोऑपरेशन घोषित करने पर सहमति व्यक्त की है।
Moving on, India has created history under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Health Minister JP Nadda. The Swasth Nari Sakshat Parivar Abhiyan has created 3 Guinness World Records, recognizing India's unparalleled commitment to preventive and women-centric healthcare. The records achieved are most people to register for a healthcare platform in 1 month, which is over 3.21 crore. Most people to sign up for a breast cancer screening online in 1 week, which is over 9.94 lakh. Most people to sign up for vital signs screening online in a week at state level, which is over 1.25 lakh. Prime Minister Modi had launched the nationwide campaign Swasth Nari Sashakt Parivar Abhiyan from 17th September to 2nd October this year in conjunction with Poshan Ma or Health Month. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Moldova elects a new Prime Minister to lead the EU bid. Protests and grief continue as Serbia marks anniversary of railway station roof collapse tragedy. Despite facing tough challenges, Joanna Garland of Chinese Taipei is pushing herself hard.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Hello. Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout ho gaya.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. US President Donald Trump on Friday denied he was considering strikes inside Venezuela, appearing to contradict his own comments from last week. Though amid intensifying expectations that Washington may soon expand drug trafficking-related operations, United States has built up a large military presence in the Caribbean in recent months, with fighter jets, warships and thousands of troops. That presence will significantly expand the coming weeks with arrival of Gerald Ford aircraft carrier strike group. It was not immediately clear if Trump was ruling out future strikes inside Venezuela or simply saying no final decision had been made as yet. On Friday, when asked by reporters on Air Force One if media reports that he was considering strikes within Venezuela were true, Trump said no.
They treat me with that kind of respect. They're treating our country with that kind of respect, which is much more important. And our country is respected again. Do you have any questions?
There are reports that you are considering strikes within Venezuela. Is that true?
No.
That you made a decision on that?
No, it's not true.
US President appeared to issue a lifeline on Friday for low-income Americans reliant on food aid, saying he does not want them to go hungry. A day before, some 42 million people could lose their monthly assistance. Trump said he had instructed his lawyers to ask for clarification regarding court rulings that barred his administration from suspending food aid during the ongoing government shutdown. A federal judge in Rhode Island gave the program a temporary reprieve earlier on Friday, ordering White House to use emergency funds to pay for food stamps during the shutdown in a case brought by charities and other groups. Now entering its second month, the federal shutdown has morphed into a slow-motion implosion of public services and growing economic convulsion. Without immediate intervention, millions of Americans will begin feeling the full force of the shutdown for the first time this weekend. In an unprecedented move to respond to the ongoing government shutdown, 3 major early childhood education providers in Georgia have joined forces to secure an emergency loan to keep their Head Start programs open. The organizations announced on Tuesday they turned to the Community Foundation for Greater Atlanta to help keep more than 5,500 children across Georgia in the classroom. In other news, Moldova's parliament elected a new prime minister on Friday to lead the small nation's bid to join the European Union and break free of Russia's political influence. Alexandru Montanu, a 61-year-old economist, will manage a new government after recent elections. The ruling party of Action and Solidarity won a fresh mandate to continue Moldova's EU drive. Thousands of students from across Serbia gathered in Novi Sad on the eve of the first anniversary of rail station roof collapse that claimed 16 lives last November. The tragedy touched off a largely peaceful nationwide protest movement led by university students and professors that had shaken President Alexander Vucic's 13-year grip on power. Protesters said that the student movement reignited public engagement in the country. Demonstrators who have been marching to Novi Sad are demanding snap election, hoping to unseat Vucic and his populist Serbian Progressive Party. The main commemoration in Novi Sad features 16 minutes of silence followed by speeches from students. Melissa, one of the strongest storms on record, began to dissipate after sowing devastation across much of Jamaica, cutting off communities in Cuba, drenching Haiti and leaving at least 50 dead. Melissa was the most powerful storm ever to directly hit Jamaica and the first major hurricane to do so since 1988. Melissa pounded southwestern Jamaica on Tuesday as a powerful Category 5 hurricane, well above minimum wind speeds for the strongest hurricane classification, and devastated many areas already battered by last year's Hurricane Beryl. Melissa was a post-tropical cyclone with maximum sustained winds of 85 miles per hour, heading northeast towards Iceland and the Faroe Islands. In sports, FIDE Chess World Cup is being held in Goa after India became the central pillar in the global structure of the sports. The tournament opened in grand style at the Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Indoor Stadium in Goa as dignitaries, players and guests gathered for a dazzling ceremony blending culture, sports and symbolism. As many as 206 top chess players from 80 countries are participating in the tournament. World champion D. Gukesh enters as the top seed, leading a strong 24-member Indian contingent. Arjun Erigaisi and Pragnananda are seeded second and third, respectively. The tournament includes wildcard entry Divya Deshmukh representing India. Despite facing tough challenges and physical fatigue, Joanna Garland of Chinese Taipei is pushing herself hard in her final tournament of the season. Speaking to DD India's Ritesh Ranjan, she said she is competing without her coach and has had to return to the court even after long, exhausting matches. Garland added that she is determined to finish the season on a strong note and end on a high note before her winter holidays. Let's listen in.
I have a tennis star player, Joanna Garland, with us, and she just won the match and came to speak to us. Joanna, what was your experience and how, yesterday also there was a long match, and then today, how was your fitness and what actually was challenging?
So I played 3 hours and 20 minutes yesterday, came through the match and then had to play again today within 24 hours. The conditions here are pretty tough for me. I'm sure they're tough for everyone as well. It's hot, it's humid, I'm just happy that I got through. I think I would consider myself sort of mentally strong, and that's helped me get through these two matches. Yeah.
What was challenging? And you were talking about the challenges like physio, trainer, unavailability of them. So how are you coping up with that, and what your next plans are for next matches?
So coming into this week, my coach was supposed to be here, but a day before he left, he told me that he forgot to apply for his e-visa, so he couldn't come. And after he told me that kind of like, that did it for me. Like I was like, you know what, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to go out and play and like try my best and get through the week. So it's been a bit of a challenge. Like when I don't have my coach here, I feel like my game isn't as good as it normally is when he is here. And so this is actually my last week of 9 weeks on the road. And it could potentially be my last tournament of the year, and I just want to go out with a bang. Like I don't want to have a bad performance where I let myself down mentally or with my attitude. So I've just been telling myself like keep fighting for each point and end the year on a good note, and it's paid off. Yeah.
Before going to for holidays, she wants to bank, and that is what has kept her going even after facing all these odds. With camera person Surya, Ritesh Ranjan, DD India.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. You can scan this QR code on the screen and download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.